Hello everybody. We are going to be doing part 2 of our narration series, a technical narrative. We're going to get started in just a moment. Okay, so we're going to start out all fresh, just fresh browser, and we're going to go into our Dream Hub. So here we are in the Dream Hub, and we're going to our requests. So definitely check out our last video. We had about 2 hours where we put together a grant narrative. And we essentially got the narrative part put together, but we didn't get the information that this agency wants us to actually do. So when we go in here, so when we go in here, we're going to open up our OneNote. So we go down here to OneNote. And I'm just getting all the information started. So what we did on the last one, if you look in the research phase, we have all this complete. And yes, we did gather our statistics. We're good on that. We did do a comparative analysis. We're good on that. And we did write a research summary. So that's all good. And I want to go and look at our tasks as well. And let's go to those research tasks. Okay, those are all cleared out. Let's look at our data science tasks. Yeah, write the full proposal. So we give 3 days for that. Took me about 2 hours, but we did a lot of prep work for it. So 2 hours, we got that done. I'm going to mark him complete. And that full 2 hours was recorded that you can watch at any time. So now that that's complete, now we need to move on to the narrative tasks. And I did do the narrative. That last one where it said write the full summary, that also was included in the narrative that I wrote. So let's go ahead into the requests and go into this one that we're looking at. So we're already on the assembly phase, and we have almost every single thing complete in here. Yeah, we wrote the full proposal. We have that. Everything's good on that phase. So let's look at what we have for this narrative. So we have still not deepened our endorsements, but we did just finish that full narrative over here as well. So I'm going to mark that guy as complete. So project launch. We already launched this project, but we didn't load it into Project Orbit. So that's really what it's looking for. It's wanting to know where inside Project Orbit can it link up with that, which we didn't do. So now we are ready to move on to the next stage. So let's go next. All right. So the tasks that we're doing here are all of this good stuff. And yeah, we have to bring this project into alignment. So I am going to execute these tasks. And what that does is it loads up into our board over here all the tasks to keep things in alignment. So let's go check it out. Go to tasks. They're not assigned to me, they're assigned to my team. So if we look at, this is for an analyst. Okay, so on the analyst, we already did all of these. That team just didn't kick those out, so we're going to mark those complete. I was on that team, and I was leading it. That's why I know we finished those. Okay, so let's just get our bearings straight. It says it's going to take us 4 hours, 1 day, 4, 3 days, 1 day. So let's see what that is. A day, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, then 8 days, boom, boom, 9 days, 10 days total to get all this done. So since I work really fast, it's not going to take us that long. We might do 2 hours here right now, and let's see what we get through. So align your approach. Use Gantt charts, fiscal analysis, and enterprise resource planning to create a beautiful outline with all aspects that are waterfall based, that are incubator based using agile methods. You need these for your project, and they also are great to include in your fiscal approach. Usually asked for you in the proposal. Use the Project Orbit outline to find synergy among all areas. Okay, to create beautiful outline. Okay, so we kind of did this in the approach already. So what we want to do at this point that a lot of people would have done at the narrator phase, but we handled this one a little bit unique. We combined, let's go back to that request. Well, I'll do a back and a back and a back. Okay, so we combined the assembly phase and the narrator phase just because we're flying so fast in here. So I still have not taken the formal documents and moved them to the dock area. So that's really what we're going to do now on this project. So if we go to the related documents over here and we look at documents, we're going to see all kinds of documents related to this. We have our assets that we gathered, all of our worksheets, all of this stuff. And what we really want is this technical approach, and we want to move him into our dockets. Now, a lot of times this will just be notes, but I did such an amazing job on that technical proposal that is going to be a portion of our final draft. So we're going to leave it over here for rough draft purposes, but we're going to move the final version into a docket. So how we do that, we go to open the location of this whole place. Get some water. All right, so we're here in this SharePoint area that looks about the same, but the difference in the one over here and the one over here, I can now click and download these, and I'm just going to download that. Okay, so I downloaded him, and now I'm going to upload him into the docket area. So I'm moving out of requests, and you know what? I probably need that worksheet too. So let's see what in here I need. See, application checklist. Worksheet. I know I need that worksheet. Actually, I don't know that I need it. Let's just go back and open some stuff up. Here's a worksheet. Yes, so I need to include this in my final. Wow, look at all that. Look at all that stuff we need to include. So this is all the stuff we're going to need in the final document. So I will download this one as well. Let's see what else. I already have that one. County, I already have that. Application checklist. What is this guy? Section A. So I don't think we actually turned this in. Oh, so signing it? Well, I guess we do need to turn this in. Okay, so they want us to turn this one in too. So I will download him as well. He was right here. Okay. So how you see we use this, we put all of our draft stuff over here, and we're just trying to learn how the whole program works. We're putting together our narrative. Now that the narrative's put together, we move it over to the analyst on the team. And we then need to move our final draft stuff into the docket area. So we're going to go to the docket, go to the same, it has the exact same name. When you click on it, it should even be attached to that same request. You can go to related, you can look at requests, and see it's going to be attached here. So on the main narrative and final documents area here, so we already have the worksheet in, we have SF424 in, but now we need to take the other ones that we got. So that worksheet was right here. We don't need to duplicate it in there. So let's open up an actual file area here. So yeah, we have those 3 files, and let's open up an upload area, choose file, go to our downloads. So we have the application checklist, open, okay. And then we're also going to put our technical proposal in there. So yes, we're now in final draft mode, and we get this whole packet put together and ready to be sent out. So that's not a fast thing. We're just organizing things for now. And then we can click here to get a lot more information if we'd like. So you can actually open this entire location and it brings you to a SharePoint folder that gives you all those files. So that's really nice. If you need to do version history and go back in previous versions, or if you want to lock it, if you want to manage access for other people, set up flows to see when people are using it, when not, tons of just general SharePoint information you can find here. Okay, so let me clear this bottom part out. And essentially, the purpose of the analyst, the person at the very end, so yeah, we have all these documents, but I don't really need this area now because I have it open in SharePoint. So this is my SharePoint for the request, but this is the SharePoint for my docket. And what I want to do, I'm going to go back to the request and I'm just going to start reading. So I guess it's over here. So yeah, in this request area, we have a grant agreement. Maybe we have to sign this agreement. I might need to pull him over too. I'm assuming they're going to want me to sign this document and attach it. Maybe they're going to sign this guy. But that's my whole point. I don't know the answer, and we need to just follow directions. So now that we have our narrative done and we like how it looks, we're just going to start following the directions. So let's go back and we will read their list of what they want to have happen. So I've already read this a few times. So here we go. What they pretty much say is they have a lot of people interested and they want us to submit things in the order indicated right here in this application guide. So they said they'll still look at it if it's in the wrong order, but they really recommend that you keep it in this exact order here. So we have our own template that we always use, and our own template is not in this order. And that own template, it's already ready to rock and roll. But now I have to move things around and match it up in this order. Okay, so SF 424, application for federal assistance form. Okay, regulation form provided in the application guide. So we have that SF 424. He is right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sync this to my actual computer. So let's hit sync. And what that does is it will download all these files to my computer, if it lets me. Okay, so this is inside the Dream Hive. But once we get in Dream Hive, I don't think it's in any of these guys. Let's see where it says. Docket here. I'm going to do a refresh on that page, see if it will allow me to sync. There we go. Sync all files and folders. And yes, start sync. And it's probably going to have this huge folder name. Windows might get upset with that huge folder name. So here it is, huge folder name. Yeah, so it made a whole brand new folder inside my OneDrive. And if you guys have not used OneDrive, it's really great for this kind of stuff. OneDrive. It syncs right up in the Dream Hub. So now we have all these folders and files. So we have that SF424. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow these instructions and go from top to bottom all the way through. So we have A through N that we have to put together. And Suzanne already helped us on B through L, and some of these are empty. Yeah, a lot of these she just categorized here, but didn't actually put anything in it. But I know on B, she did fill in this one a little bit. So let's just go back and do that from the top. Okay, so it says fill this guy out. Now, we already have that exact same form from some of our other ones, so I'm going to cheat a little bit by getting the information off of our other forms. Okay, so let's open that with Acrobat. Those documents are not very happy unless you have the full version of Acrobat. I normally use black mode like this. I think just for the sake of this video, nah, you guys can read that fine. Well, it might look funky to you, but I'm on a computer all day long, so I'm going to keep it in black mode. Okay, so let's go check out one of our other ones. So, there's a lot of technical information in here, and when you first do this for your company, it might take you some time. Okay, so we go into the Dream Hive documents, and since I don't know where it is in here, I'm just going to type in up here 424. And it should find one of our SF 424s from one of our other projects. So here's one on 521. And yeah, see, it's already filled out. Perfect. So I'm going to open him up. And you know what? Those boxes are kind of hard to read to see where my checkboxes are. All right, I guess we'll come out of our black mode and just use normal mode. Okay, we're doing an application new. Application new. I wonder why that was highlighted yellow. Yeah, I don't know why they're all highlighted yellow. I think I have to fill the whole thing out though. No big deal. So let's go from the top. I wonder if I can pull it out and right align it and then left align this. Get rid of this sidebar here, get rid of that sidebar there. Okay, this might make me go a little bit faster. Date received. Enter the date, enter the format. I don't think we fill that out. I think they do. But they do have instructions for this. Yep. Let's read our instructions. So we go to SF 424 instructions. Okay, date received. Leave this field blank. Okay, cool. And make sure I'm on an actual government site. Alright, so I'll come here to get my directions. Select this option. The other options are not applicable to our programs. Okay, so they want us to leave all that stuff blank. We get down to legal name. Type of application. I feel like I should be able to. There we go. Oh, it's a drop-down list. This is a new document, so it might be a little bit different. Other than this, yeah, this document came out a few years ago. This one's brand new, so we can't exactly copy it. Every single piece. Name of federal agency. Catalog. You know, I don't know if they gave us this stuff. The funding number, title. We'll have to look that stuff up online. So distant learning, let's go check it out. Distant learning, and let's go to that actual link. We already have that application guide open. Form provided in application guide. Yes, I know they have the form. Funding opportunity number. Okay, they do have all that stuff. So yeah, you have to get this kind of stuff, and then funding opportunity number. So where that goes, title is this. CFDA title, CFDA number. They ask for that guy too. Assistant number. Well, I don't know what the CFDA title is. Let's go look it up. CFDA title. Okay, so I just went on Google, found this on here. I think they'll be happy with that. Alright, moving on. That was a lot of technical stuff. Competition identification number. Competition identification. So I didn't fill it out on the last one. Let's see if they say anything. Competition, yeah, they say leave blank. I mean, this isn't the right one for us, but this other agency says to leave it blank. We're going to leave it blank. Areas affected. Add attachment. List the areas of entities using the categories. Cities. DLT in the Mid-Ohio Valley. So let's see what our document is called. So our technical proposal, our title on this. Well, the preview is not really working. Let's actually open him up and check him out. Distant learning in Mid-Ohio Valley. In the Mid-Ohio Valley. Okay. What else? Areas affected. Well, we might have to come back and fill that out. Congressional district program. Well, let's see what we put in here. OH006. Okay, program district. Enter the congressional district in the format. If it's outside the US, enter 00-000. So this is actually in the US. Our other one was international. That's why we had that number. But we have to change that this time. Okay, 15% of that, I believe, is 60,000. Okay, so we need to find this program number. Congressional districts of... What does it want? Program project. Program district. Oh, okay. So this is where we live, and this is where we perform. That makes sense. So we're good on that. Attach an additional list of program project congressional districts if needed. Proposed project, we would have a start date of May 1st. Whoa. Then we'd go to April 30th. 2-year project. Okay, are we subject to review? Program is not covered under this. Well, what is that thing? Maybe our instructions online will teach us. So technical. Fact sheet. Ronald Reagan, 1982. Okay, so what is it asking us here? Are we subject to review? They should always give you instructions on that stuff. 1 second, my friends. Let's have the audio rolling. All right, and we're back. Program is not covered. I just don't know. They gotta help us out a little bit more on that. State review available. Click to select option. Maybe if I highlight, it'll tell me. Okay, are we delinquent? No, we're not. Okay, I agree. Authorized representative. That would be me. If I can just copy this guy. Come on. Copy. Paste. Signature. Enter the signature of the authorized. Well, can't do that. Date signed. I'm going to go on today. Okay, so we got the majority of this page done. But let's see what we're missing. So areas affected by the project. Okay, they might want me to add an attachment in here. So let's go and read a little bit more on what they're saying. Yeah, so they might want me like to attach that. So let's just read this. Okay, so we use this form, the narrative including this, provide documentation on how this, worksheet and match document letters. See, they're saying like part E, part D. Non-duplication of service. Form provided in the application guide. Form provided. Federal debt certification. Form provided. Well, let's go check out their forms that they say they're providing. See, they have this many forms. Ooh. I already have that one, don't need it. Application checklist. I already have that, don't need it right there. So they have this form. Grant agreement, we already looked at it. Worksheets, we already looked at it. Application guide. Okay, maybe this guide walks me through it. So that's the whole purpose of the analyst. The analyst does all the technical stuff at the very end and lines everything up. Paper application here. And I've already read through all of this once, just to make sure I was aligned in the right direction. But now I am going to actually follow these directions instead of just reading these directions. Acquiring by lease or purchase eligible equipment. If leased, the cost of the lease during the 3-year life of the grant is eligible. So we already went over all of this. We'll come to it in a few moments, maybe today. Completing the grant application. This section addresses all of this. So part A, the standard form with the site worksheet. There's one attachment to this form, the site worksheet. Please use the following definitions on the site worksheet. The paper applications must be signed by an authoritative representative. Okay. So it essentially says we take that site worksheet and we embed it inside of there. So let's look at these instructions. Oh, where are they? Areas affected. Not sure if I really need this if I'm going to attach that worksheet. It should say put it on. They should tell me what page to put it on. Please use the following definitions on the site worksheet. Hub, hub end user, or end user site. Site worksheets. Cool, so let's move on to the site worksheet. We have this page 90% put together. I just feel we need to add that attachment here, and then we're going to be good on this one. So the site worksheet, we have our SharePoint folder synchronized. The worksheet is here. Let's go ahead and open that up. To prevent accidental changes, read only. And we're going to edit. Okay. This is a hub and an end user. Congressional District OH006. Well, that one was the easy one. See what their address is over here. Okay, 3. Whoops. Okay, don't know what congressional district it is. They had congressional district, further guidance on navigating the U.S. Census website. Six. So we're not in 6, we're in 15. Have I been wrong on that, or is this page wrong? Oh, they're saying what could change. U.S. Census. So 6 is pretty big. Yeah, Megs is in 6. Need help finding? Yes, I do. So it is 45771. 45771. Go. Yeah, so it's still the same one. Okay, so we have those 3. 4 is Ravenswood Senior. Okay. West Virginia District 2. One, 2, 3. Okay, so it's number 2. what the address for this is. Community Learning Center. Maybe Google knows where it is. Right, let's do a little pause while we look that name up. Here we go. Okay, that's number 5, Maple Ridge Community Learning Center. Perfect. Okay, but now we need to go on the next sheet. Oh, nice, it's dynamic. So much easier. I wonder if this is dynamic too. Okay, town or place name. Well, why don't you make that dynamic? Get that from sheet 1. Equals here, here, enter. Yeah, make that one dynamic too. Census population. So we already gathered this data. We just put it in our own table over here. So where did we put it though? Research score track. Yeah, here we go. So population 14,000. I think they want the exact number though. $3,876 was for you. Same for you. Lone Oak and Racine. It's that number. Sum of all of them divided by the number of end user sites. The sum of the royalty points. Okay, then they put it in over there. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this equals sum of all of this divided by 5. 32. They better not mess up my calculation when I send this in. Do not, okay, what does it say? Do not score or include the hub site in the final calculation. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, the hub information is required should we determine is an end user site. Well, I'm going to include it since it is a end user site. Economic need. The percent poverty, all ages, percent poverty, all ages. So this one is 15.9. Megs 17.8. And then Ravenswood, Jackson 16.7. Okay, so we want to add all of those up. So that equals the sum of all of that divided by 5 again. Enter points from the scoring table. So if it's 16.6, that means we have a score of 10. Not a good score, but we don't have anything more. We don't have anything more remote than that with our company. So that's it. Matching worksheet. Matching worksheet. The donor must provide documentation letter from each donor. Total proposed matching contribution must equal line B and line C in the budget worksheet. The total, this must be that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, well, I guess it's already saved. I don't have to do anything. Sample special consideration. For more information about special consideration, okay, so we need to talk about this. I know they said to only pick one, but it actually applies in both. So I hereby request special consideration points and have adequately supported the request. Same person who signed this. Date. For agency use. How do you sign a stupid Excel document? They're ridiculous. Use an Excel to put signatures in it. Oh, government, I tell you. Okay, so then the budget worksheet. So if this is the case for the budget worksheet, we don't have to do our complex worksheet. That's exciting. We can just use this portion. Okay, so Dow Cottage, number of units, grant and cash match funds, insert additional rows as needed. Okay, I'll come back to that page. So let's look over site worksheet. This one feels good. This feels good. So on our application, SF, this page, we're not done with it because we have to attach that, but I'm going to go ahead and save it. Just so I can come back to it anytime I want. And then this page over here, I think we're completely done with him. We can't really use him to copy information, so I'm just going to close him out. Yeah, this feels all good. They just want us to attach that one attachment on here. So they actually did a pretty good job with this. I mean, this is very concise. A lot of tabs. I'm going to have to Google how to sign an Excel document. Never have done that before. Maybe it's been a decade. All right, I'll do that at the very end. Okay, another small break. Get rid of all my messages over here. Okay, so here we're rolling. Sample. Why does it say sample? For more information about this, see the application guide. Well, maybe they just want us to attach this to our actual technical narrative. I can always copy all this stuff later. Maybe they don't actually want me to attach, an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so the proposed match, I believe we are going to want maybe Microsoft in here. So for the lifetime of this, it's $3,000 a month. Let's see how much that would be. I think they wanted to do it for 3 years. So $36,000 would be $1,000 a month. Okay, so 5 times 2,000, that's 10,000. And how many students, let's say, so 2,500 a month. $2,500 times 36. Okay, total the request must equal line D. That's going to be 400. So we could do it a different way besides just the Google and Microsoft licenses. But that might be good for now. I can share it with the rest of my team, see what their thoughts are. That one looks good. This guy looks good. Economic need. He looks good. Matching worksheet. It actually would be okay if we did it that way. And this one looks good, just needs a signature, and then we need to make a budget. Less proposed cash match. So it needs it to match some amount over here. So where are we? Matching worksheet. Why doesn't this act automatic? This is going to equal, must equal line D. Well, make it dynamic. Line D. All right, we'll look at that as we go through. Okay, so Dow Cottage needs 2, BB to C, Epic Center. I guess we can just copy all those over. Is that what it's called? The Epic Center? BB. Makerspace. Epicenter. Okay, the Surface laptop. But how much do you cost? So we need at least one of these per center. $1,300. Wonder how we handle tax on here. Guess we just gotta file and tell them It's non-profit. It's no tax. Budget worksheet, site name, description, unit, boom, boom. Okay, so we have laptops, we have the HoloLens. Okay, they also have budget laptops for 1,000. I guess we could just bundle that all together here. Okay, so we have HoloLens, we have laptop. Let's go back and look at that. So we have a 10,000 budget planned out for these spaces. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. $2,000 to actually do the installation of everything and set up everything. So if it's $30 a month, that's $300 a year. $360 a year. 30 times 36, that's 9, 1,200. Wow, that's expensive. If we had 10 of those, well, what they're giving us for free, the in-kind match. Okay. So I think we only need 5 faculty. 5, 5, and 3 at each of these. But the students, we need a lot. So it's $5 a piece, $60 a year. By 3 years, it's $180. So how did I get $1,200? Let's see that again. Well, $5 a piece compared to $30 a piece. Let's say it's $12 a piece. 12 by 12 months, 140. 144 times 3 equals 144 times 3. Okay, so then that is all looking good. So we have HoloLenses, we have laptops, we have servers. How about networking? So they said something like, don't just say networking. They wrote that somewhere on here. A complete list of equipment and components. The capabilities, terminal equipment, including a description, will be used to deliver the proposed service. We must document discussions with various technical sources, which could include consultants, engineers, all of this, provide detailed cost estimates for operating and maintaining the end user equipment, and provide evidence that alternative equipment and technologies were evaluated. A complete listing of the proposed telecommunications terminal equipment. Okay. A description of the consultations with the appropriate, all of these, and the anticipated role of such providers in the proposed telecommunication systems. A successful DLT grant application includes a well-planned TSP, starting with a diagram or map of the proposed system overlaid with a geographical map of the service area. Also included in the TSP are other diagrams, technical descriptions, and narrative accounting of each item in the budget. The TSP shows the sites that will participate in the project and where the equipment will be located. It shows how the equipment is interconnected and how the distant learning benefits from the hub sites to the rural insights. Attach a map or a drawing, which is a spatial representation of the area encompassing the project, displaying an overlay of the distant. Okay, this map can be displayed as a series of maps followed by close-up maps of individual sites. Each site must be represented on the map. This representation need not be to scale, but it must be representational of the project, not generic. These generic diagrams, usually depicting some kind of campus architecture, are by themselves insufficient. However, applicants can provide network diagrams if they can also provide geographical maps that reference. Nevertheless, an application that does not contain a map that shows each site could be difficult to evaluate, thereby losing competitive value when compared to applications that do present that. System plan. Provide a narrative describing the overall network and the proposed equipment used in the network. Okay, how it will be used in the network and how does it qualify as a DLT use? Based on the discussions with technical experts. Discuss any possible duplication of other DLT efforts and how this project avoids such duplication. Discuss the applicant's involvement in any previous grant or current grant applications. Some items requested will have more general use than other equipment, which may have 100%. For each item, specify the percentage of use that can be attributed to purposes that meet the DLT grant. Document discussions with various technical sources, such as consultants. Address whether or not any part of the project will duplicate any adequate established telemedicine, if approved. Identify any previous grants that the applicant has received from this program. How much the grant funding for this program, if approved, would complement previous efforts. Compliance with this. Legal eligibility, legal existence. They sure are picky with their little pennies. Consultation with the state director. Supplemental information. The application can use this section to provide an additional information it considers relevant. Okay. Block 1. Ooh, this is nice. This helps a lot on that form we were filling out. We should set application. Okay, there are multiple entities. The contact information in this block will be used by RUS. Block 8. Please complete this in full and attach an additional seat if additional contacts need to be provided. It is crucial that we have email for rapid correspondence. Otherwise, including a email. Oh, by mail. Mail's not fun. Full, accurate contact info must be provided. To supply a contact from outside the application organization, the calculator immediately behind this. Name, boom, boom, boom. Make sure the letter contains language granting authority to the person. The name of the agency is this. Catalog's this. The funding opportunity number is this. The title is that. Well, that's good. Please use the site worksheet to provide this information. For grants.gov, upload all application sections using the Add Attachments button under Block 15. Brief descriptive title of project. Upload all application sections. Okay. Please use the site worksheet provided. Block 19. The program is covered by this. Applicants must select option A or B determined by state participation. Ooh. Okay. So let's look at Ohio. So Ohio's not even on here. So let's look back on here. And what number was that? It's subjected but has not been selected by the state for review. Okay, well, let's look at West Virginia too. Well, that's interesting. We're kind of on two different states. Ohio says no, and West Virginia says yes. They might not like to give money to two states at one time. We will see. The memorandum, section 7. Wait, where are we? I'm reading the wrong thing. Yeah. Okay, budget worksheet. Use the Excel worksheet provided. Please insert additional rows. Site name. Description, unit cost. Provide this, extended cost. Provide the total amount of grant and cash which will be used to purchase the item. Provide the total value of the equipment which will be provided as an in-kind match. Place totals of each column in the total boxes. Round total request to the nearest whole dollar. If the total column represents total cost, okay, then line B is the total amount of cash match contributed to the project and supported by the matching worksheet and documentation. Line D is line A. This should reconcile with the request. Okay. All right, so as you can see, I think we've been here maybe an hour. So yeah, it's a lot of just listening and following directions on here. And just to review what we've done so far. We have this saved, and every time I save it, it goes back into just my own local folder, which is over here. And I don't think we've touched this file at all. We have it open over here, but we just haven't touched it yet. But we're going to be taking a break. So yeah, we haven't touched that. We've been working a lot on this Excel sheet, and we got it mostly filled out. And I will be sharing this with my team, and they'll help us update it, help us fill all the gaps. And as I'm doing this, I have this PDF file open, and this file has all the information needed on the SF424. This is a very standard form you're always going to use when you go to grants.gov. Almost every single grant requires this. So learn it one time and keep a copy for your organization. then you can always refer back to it. And if you are a grant writer, keep one of these on hand, even from an old client, as long as you're not on a contract that you have to dispose of it. And you can refer to that, or you can refer to my video here to kind of see how these get filled out. And then in addition to me filling this out here, you did see at the beginning of the video, I went and I was searching online for how to fill it out, and I found these instructions over here. But like I said, when I found it, I said, this is specific to this grant, and normally they give instructions on what we need to do for our grant. So I want to close this out, because yes, I did find they give the instructions right here inside their file. So even though I already read this file once, I just overlooked this area. It's 50 pages, but now I know very clearly they break down each tiny piece in here, what we need filled out, and now I understand it a lot better. So I'll be meeting up with some of our staff later tonight, and we will be going over this. I'll discuss how far we've made it, and they will be helping fill this out here so that we match the entire 400,000 that we're asking, and it should match up over here how that works. So that's all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave comments on our videos, or you can reach us to get internships with the Iguana Hive. You can find us Iguana Hive on Facebook. It's a great starting point. We have about 25 hours of videos on here that you can watch. You can find those by going on YouTube, and you can look up Dow Learning on YouTube. Dow Learning YouTube, and here we go, Dow Learning YouTube. Tons of videos on here. You can go there and look at our channel. Once you get to our channel, yes, you can see we're live right now. This is what we're doing. But you can also see Ignite Your Curiosity, and we have multiple playlists. Here's our Iguana Learning playlist. And this Iguana Learning playlist has over 20 different aspects, and we are always adding to it, that teach you how to do copywriting, what MVPs are. We're going to be adding this in here for the grant writers. And it's put together by professionals like myself, who we've written magazines, we've written books, we've been published in the top publications, we've worked with international governments, the United Nations. So you're getting a lot of great information by people in the industry that have a lot of expertise. So definitely watch this whole series, and as you watch it, participate in the Iguana Hive on Facebook, and you can get great opportunities from there. And just to let you know, a grant writer makes about $50 to $100 an hour, really depending on how much of an expert they are. So you can informally go to school here and then get a job in that category if you can show expertise, if you can get referrals from companies like ours, nonprofits like ours. And if you want to learn more about Dow Learning, then you can go to dowlearning.org, and you can see quite a bit of the grants that we do and the programs that we do. You can go to our impact, and you can read all of our technical briefs over here. And when this one is complete, it will be uploaded in here as one that we are getting funded. So just as an overview of what that is, this is it. This has been about a 5-day project with our team that I've been leading. And yes, we've been building a beautiful timeline, the 5 C's of education, and we've put quite a bit together here. And this is currently for a USDA grant, and we will also be seeking out funds from the National Science Foundation for the more technical approach to this that doesn't really cover the rural aspects that the USDA is particularly interested in. All right, we will see you guys next time.